morning, everyone. I just got out of the shower. I was all ready to go do our vlog, and I looked outside and it was raining cats and jaws. So that has kind of deterred what we're going to do today. But have no fear. I always have something on backup that I want to do, and I was just watching 2 days ago the Steve Martin short, and Chevy Chase classic, directed by, I think it was Lorne Michaels actually, Three Amigos, and that kind of inspired me. I was like, you know what, I want to go. I know the Autry Museum has some of the props and some of the costumes from that movie, but they also have a lot of like TV, movie, Western memorabilia, so I thought, you know what, it's raining outside, let's go explore the Autry today. We're going to take Ja over to Pollyanna's and he's going to play, you know, no point in him hanging out here for the day. If we're going to be inside, he can be inside playing with his buddy. And yeah, then we'll head out to the Autry. Daze with Jordan the Lion, heading off to Pollyanna's, begins now. Did you hear what I just said? Daze with Jordan the Lion, heading over to Pollyanna's house, begins now. That means you're going to play with Pollyanna. You want to go play with Pollyanna? He's a tad bit excited. Look at him. He's looking for her. You don't see her? Look at that face. Look at your face, Pollyanna. Well, we definitely got Ja dropped off in time. It really opened up as soon as I got in the car. Well, we have arrived. Rain and all. Let's go explore this amazing museum. What do you say? There's a statue of the great singing cowboy, Gene Autry himself. Ooh, check out the awesome design you get on your press a penny here. Gene Autry's guitar. Let's start in here. This is amazing. Things you know but cannot explain. That's interesting. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. This one's titled Indian. Oh, look at that. All the nails going in its face. Look at that fish. Interesting artist. Some of the museum's flooded, so that's what that noise is you hear. They're trying to dry the floors. Oh, that's neat. That bear is amazing when you really look at it. Yeah, this is one of the best museums in Los Angeles for sure. I haven't been here in a year or two, but it's a great one. Look at this nod to pioneer history here on this mural down here. Got Tom Mix, Buffalo Bill. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Since they have an Indian Roadmaster here on display, we should check it out. And here is the fun zone. The fun zone. Buffalo Bill. That's Buffalo Bill's jacket. Look at the detail on it. That is great.
It looks to me like it's turning into water.
Known for his Wild West shows. This is going to be fun. We have a lot of stuff to see in here. All right, here's Tom Mix, one of the original Cowboys. His pocket watch, his cigarette case, his ashtray. It's pretty cool. His hat. It's the hat worn by Tom Mix in a style made popular by many cowboy stars. This photograph shows Mix pointing and clarifying something for his good friend Monty Stone. And there he's wearing that hat. Now on the gun you can see that it's fully engraved. It's got his name on it and everything, and it says it was a gift from another performer, but it was fitted out with his favorite grips. And then this is memorabilia from Buck Jones, Cowboy Buck Jones. Wow, that's cool. His spurs. And then you can see that's definitely his saddle. You can see the initials all over it, right over here, even in the leather you can see the B and everything right there. And then this belonged to Della Jones. That's who's in the picture up there. It's her saddle. And those are her spurs, her gloves. And then this stuff belonged to Ken Maynard. And I'm not sure who Tim McCoy is, but these belong to Tim McCoy. And that poster back there, that scarf and everything, those all belong to Tim McCoy. Then this case has a lot of cowboys that I actually never have heard of, but I'll show them because I know some of the people that watch this channel actually probably will have seen some of their stuff. Johnny Mac Brown, those are his boots, his gun and holster with that pearl-handled grip, and his hat. And then back here in the back we have Bob Livingston, his holster and gun, and his spurs. And you can see up here you've got the hat of Hoot Gibson, and then the chaps here belong to Russell Hayden, as well as this gun and the spurs. And then down here we have Charles Starrett's script book, is what it looks like. And then his boots, belt, handkerchief, holsters, guns, and his hat. And that's Charles up there in that poster. Then over here we've got Red Ryder. The hat of Red Ryder. His spurs. And it looks like that also. Now I've done some vlogging on Alan Ladd, a couple of things about him, and this was his shirt from Whispering Smiths. That's interesting because they always, in all the writing and everything, they kind of refer to him as being a smaller man, or him feeling like a smaller man. The shirt's pretty large, actually. Now this is one of my favorite parts of the whole place, the Gene Autry part. Look at this, you got his jersey when he was the owner of the Angels. You got this old Crosley TV with him right there. And then you got, look at that outfit. Holy smoke, what a class act. Then it looks like the bridle with, look at the little gun pieces right here. That's awesome. Known as the Singing Cowboy. And just to prove it, they have a bunch of his music down here. Go West Young Lady, that's his script. Here you can see the Gene Autry model pistol and him doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Here comes Santa Claus. And I briefly got into the Melody Ranch and vlogged it one time. He was responsible for the Melody Ranch. Now, even though Gene Autry was and will always be known as the singing cowboy, there were a lot of, at the time, the movie studios, the other studios that didn't have Gene Autry, they had to come up with their own singing cowboy. And so it's kind of cool that the Autry Museum would allow this in here. This was Dick Foreign, who was, you can see here, was also known as the singing cowboy for his studio, for Warner Brothers. That's his model guitar. Now this case is all the great Monty Hale. Look at the, oh yeah, great wardrobe. Right away, immediately I noticed that. Look at that neck piece. That bolo tie, oh yeah. That's some Jim Morrison action. And here you've got his holster, the guns. Don't fence me in. That's what it says on there. And there's one of his guitars. And him with the guitar right there. And here on the gun you can see his name. And you can't have a Western display without Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. And here it is. Here's Dale Evans' hat. And her shirt. And boots. And then that's Roy Rogers' holster. You can see the RR right there in the dead center in the leather. And look, there's 3 bullets missing right there. Wonder who got the business end of those. Look at the boots, nice. Now, this case is interesting because right off the bat, the first thing I noticed was this. I'm like, what the heck is up with this? And it was George Hamilton, one of the characters from Zorro right there. Holy moly. It's showing the evolution of Westerns. That one is, it's actually saying homosexual characters. Then they're showing here Annie Get Your Gun, the costume from Annie Get Your Gun, which was the female characters. Then Hispanic characters over here. Well, over here we have the costume worn by Tonto in The Lone Ranger. And then this is great. This is from Thelma and Louise. You can see, wow. Huh. It's a classic movie. The handbag. The belt. Says blouse, purse, and belt, all worn by Gina Davis. And I guess this was considered a Western. Now all of this belonged to Eddie Dean, and it's even got his name on the guitar. Look at that. Looks awesome. And these, all these things down here were sound effects that he would use for his radio show, the Grand Ole Opry. There you can see a picture right in the dead center. Then look at the outfits, man. Jeez. That's incredible. It's, I mean, it's a little busy for, you know, hitting the grocery store, but if you're up on a stage, it looks pretty good. Rex Allen. Cool display. Now this is showing Michael Jackson. How the West was worn by Michael Jackson. All the way down to the metal boots. They're chrome. I'm getting a little worried, guys. I've seen so many of these gloves now. There's one here. I just saw one a week ago at Motown. Then there's one at the Grammy Museum in Los Angeles. I wonder how many of these he had. There's one of his belts with a guitar in it. And then there you can see him wearing the costume that's right up here above me. That's him wearing this.
In those days, you couldn't see the action. You could hear the actors talking.
Look at the bell bottoms. There's him wearing it live. Now this shows a little kid's bedroom. If you would have grown up in the Cowboy era, the things that you might have decked out your room with. Davy Crockett bedspread. Some of the classic toys, Annie Oakley, Best of the West. You got a Tom Mix rocking horse. Here we have a little bit of the contribution of the West in television. So you have Walker Texas Ranger outfits right over here. That's definitely Chuck Norris's. Check out that belt buckle. That's no nonsense. You walk into a room, people know that's Chuck Norris. So this actually would have belonged to Trevette. The middle one would have been Walker, and Cahill would have been right over here. And then right next to it you have one of the outfits from Gunsmoke. Matt Dillon, James Arness. And then you have here the Lone Ranger, his outfit, his saddle, all that stuff. There's his saddle. But then right over here, you have Hopalong Cassidy's hat, which is kind of cool. Now this case, you can't have a Western television movie, anything without John Wayne. There's John Wayne's shirt, his boots. And you have one of his gun holsters here. Now this was also his, and they say that these are basically examples of what his typical Western wear would be. They said he went through a few different periods while he was making movies, but that was the one that he basically stuck with from like the 50s on. And then right over here you have Katharine Hepburn stuff from Rooster Cogburn. Her hat. That's great. It's a great movie too. Her handbag. But then look, you have an eye patch of his here and the bandana. Now here we have Clint Eastwood, and that's his outfit from Pale Rider. Hat and the jacket and everything. And then this is one of his outfits from Unforgiven. The one where he's facing away from us right here. Check that out. And the sign is also from Unforgiven. Now this is the last case, and I was getting worried that they didn't have any Three Amigos stuff, but they do. This is Tom Horn, wardrobe worn in Tom Horn by Steve McQueen. It's his hat and his jacket and shirt and all that stuff. There's a picture of him wearing it right there. Sorry, there's a field trip here. And then here you have the gun belts and everything from Three Amigos, like I promised. This one was Martin Short's, the one that says Ned, and then that one was Steve Martin's. I believe it was actually written by Steve Martin too. This was one of his babies. He started working on Three Amigos and just fell in love with it and brought Lorne Michaels into it. And then I believe this gun, holster, and hat, those were all Chevy Chases from the movie.
Teacher gets to take pictures.
I actually got to see this movie in the theater when it came out. And then this last outfit over here is worn by Jeff Bridges in Wild Bill.
Okay, stop and make that big so I can send it to your mom.
Pretty cool. But they also have movie posters for other kind of well-known, I would almost say avant-garde style westerns, like you have Dead Man over here. Well, I think we've pretty much seen all of the TV and movie exhibit here. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, check out this fan-made Gene Autry jacket and the photo albums down here. Pretty neat museum. Well, we are out of here. What a great exhibit. And there's a lot more to this museum. I just wanted to do the movie and TV stuff today. Take a look at this. Before I left the museum, I knew they had a lot of stuff in the basement on display. And I hadn't been in here in a while, so I decided to come look. Look, Flying Burrito Brothers, one of Graham Parsons' bands. There's Chris Hillman wearing his nudie suit right there. And they have the suit right here on display that he donated. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. I often wondered what happened to Chris Hillman and some of those other guys' nudie suits. I think I know where Graham's is, but pretty cool. So we definitely will be back to this museum to see things like this in the future. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'll definitely be back. There was some stuff in the basement I'd love to vlog in the future, so we'll definitely be back here. Painted our electric boxes like a gas pump. How ingenious. This place has the right idea. A lot of fallen soldiers over here, but great idea. Well, everyone, I think we're gonna call it a night. It's been a long, rainy day around here in Los Angeles, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you, Martin Bird and Diane Jakeway, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, and stay dry. Goodbye.